I'll pull my phone up.
Cool.
We're good.
All right, everybody. This is, of course, Joe with Fabrication. We are live. If you guys can hear me and the levels are good, just go ahead and type in a 1, put it in the comments. You guys are going to hear tape guns, packaging, stuff moving around. You might hear a door open, trucks being loaded. That's the fun of live video. Working in a functioning warehouse, shipping area, manufacturing plant is people are still working. You won't see a whole lot of people behind me because, well, there's not a walkway behind me. Fire off any questions you guys have. I'm going to kill just a couple minutes here and wait for more people to come into the live stream before we actually start to announce winners or talk about news. I've got some slight bending news, some test results to go over. Before we get into that, just a reminder, ask all the questions you guys want. This is a live stream. The fun of it is being able to interact with us. In case you're curious where you are, you guys are in the newer side of our building. It's the warehouse side, and this is our electrical and hydraulic assembly area. We assemble our hydraulic units here in-house in the United States. We buy the power units mostly assembled, and then we put the AC transformer boxes on them, and we build those wiring harnesses right here. We also bend the hydraulic hard lines, and so when we say made in the USA, we're not talking about just taking a whole bunch of crap from China and bolting it together to make what you're buying. We actually buy a lot of stuff that's made in North America, assemble it into final products here, and then ship it to you. So that's the case with our 2 horsepower power units. Our 1.5 horsepower power units use made in USA cylinders, Parker lines, which are made in the USA, and the power unit itself is imported from China. But yeah, this wasn't meant to be a huge sourcing video. So I'm sure there's a few people in here in the live chat now. 48?
38.
38. 38 is pretty darn solid.
Yeah.
This is 1.75" 095 DOM. So this is ASTM A513 grade B DOM, good quality. People call this seamless. It's actually not. It's rolled up, welded, then drawn over mandrel after that. Not a mandrel for bending, a mandrel for making it nice and round. The DOM process is usually used for making like hydraulic cylinder material and other precision rod and tube components. And they're way better for bending and making things, and they're also controlled a little bit better through the metallurgical and heat treatment process, so they have better strength. That's why we care here in the structural tube bending world. So this is DOM, common stuff. It's 1020 alloy, and we did a few bends on this. This was using our thin wall roller. Hey, Brandon, you want to grab me a thin wall roller? Yeah. I can show you guys what the thin wall roller looks like if you don't already know, but it replaces the pressure die in the machine, which is just the part that supports the tube while it's being bent, and it replaces it with a device that we patented and designed and manufacture here out of high-strength steel, and it puts leverage and is adjustable to further control the deformation right underneath the die where it's being bent. And that device was used on this, so here is a thin wall roller.
And you can talk about the new ones. We're going to watch them.
All right. Jared Sams, if you are watching, you are going to love this.
He's in the chat. He's in there.
He is. Awesome. Hi, Jared. You've asked more questions about this than anybody. I am going to go over the results on that material, and I want to show you guys how good and bad it can be. But this is the thin wall roller. Most of you guys already know. Pressure die pin goes right here. Tube sits in the back, pushing down. Bending dies up in the front, and so it pushes this way, putting pressure up against the bend. And this is the new friction pressure die we've got. Friction pressure dies are not normal, neither are rollers. Combining them in an adjustable assembly is new. That is what we patented. And what these do is they prevent the line of contact from being a line and make it into an area. So if you can imagine this piece contacting the tube, that's not the right size pressure die, this is 1.5 inches. But when it contacts the tubing, it's only got one actual semicircular line of contact. So in the back, not a problem. In the front, it can create a dent. So we replaced it with this friction pressure die that's machined in a way that it can pivot just slightly, but not enough to actually flip over, which is a great solution. That is the new style that we actually commented to Jared on in a post on Facebook, I think last night. But that's the new style. We'll have some special announcements about that and about how people who already have the thin wall roller can get those at basically no cost. We're going to try and help people out and make sure that it's not painful to see stuff that is upgraded come out after you already bought. No pains there, it's just free upgrades. So it's going to be a good thing. We did 3 bends on that. This is again 1.75" 095 DOM. This works just great in any 600 series bender that roguefab sells with a 6-inch radius. All these bends are a 4.5-inch radius. So this is actually an application that would require a mandrel until yesterday when we tested it. It's wrinkled. we had it, this was the bend with no mandrel at all. So that's the results you're gonna get if you just bend it on a 4.5 inch radius, 1 3/4 095. That's why we don't rate it for that. That's a failure. Put a mandrel in that, you get gorgeous bends, 1% deformation, maybe 2, and of course no wrinkling, and the outside will be nice and pretty, unlike this hideous flat one. We put the thin wall roller in and had it adjusted not well, and it did, I think, worse. And then we adjusted it better, and just by moving that axle position, and it actually came out really nice. It is still 10% flattened, which we do not like. This is still within limits for being rated, so we might rate it for that, but the problem is there's actually a little bit of defects on the inside. You might not be able to see these in the camera, but there is a little bit of wrinkling in here. It's extremely fine, very hard to see. I can feel it. So this would be okay for like tree kickers on a side-by-side or a stinger for a front bumper on an off-road rig. It would never fly in a cage. It would not pass inspection because the radius is too tight. A lot of inspectors are still holding on to the old documented rule of 3 to 1, where you have to have a radius that is 3 times your material's OD or greater. 1.75 times 3 is like 5 5/8 or something like that. It's way over 4.5. So this is not for cages, but it is cool that some guys doing side-by-side work that's not for racing or other stuff can find a way to bend 095 without using a mandrel, using the thin wall roller, and still get pretty good results. So we did print off the winners. I want to let you guys have a little reminder, ask your questions. We're going to announce the winners. We had 3 winners that we drew, just like usual. We've got a third place $50 gift card. We're going to double that to $100 if you're here watching live. Third place is $25. We'll double it to $50 if you're here watching live. Second place is $50. We're going to double that to $100 if you're watching live. And then the grand prize is a powder-coated M605 bender with hydraulics. There's a whole bunch of stuff in that package. I'm not going to read the whole thing off to you, but if you go to roguefab.com/drawings, you will see how to enter our drawings and all the details about that prize. We're going to announce that winner at the end of this video, which is going to be in just a couple minutes. So let's announce our very first one. And if you guys are asking questions, Brandon is going to be going through those questions and he'll fire them off to me. We might reply to you guys in writing. If it's one we're going to read off, you'll hear one of us read it off. So we'll start with third place. This is, again, a $25 gift card. If this person's here, I'll remind you guys, comment. Just hit a comment down below and say, hey, I'm, Bob Dylan and I was here. Double my prize. Also, for the grand prize, we add a $100 gift card. We're not going to double that massive multi-$1,000 grand prize, but we will add $100 to it if you're here. So third place gift card, $25, $50 if you're here and comment, goes to Adam Bingham in Wisconsin. So congrats, Adam. He got a Send It hoodie, which is this one, but a hoodie, not a shirt. And yeah, full Send Airmail, that's the one. And then he also got a he got a short sleeve button-up embroidered t-shirt. We've got these really cool actual button-up shirts that are, with buttons and a collar. So there's something you could wear to work if you work, in a place that requires you to wear shirts that aren't t-shirts. So congrats, Adam. Again, that's Adam Bingham. Comment if you're here. We will double your gift card from $25 to $50. That's good for anything at roguefab.com. Do you have anything?
No questions yet.
All right.
Peyton says hi.
Oh, what's up, Peyton? Peyton is here watching. He used to be behind camera frequently. He was on camera, I think, once. Yeah. Yes. Let's move on to second place. Again, $50 gift card. We'll double it to $100 if you're here. Don't forget to comment if you are. You have to comment by the end of the video. If you send us a comment 1 second after the live stream ends, not part of our terms. We can't make exceptions. It's not fair. So, Cynthia French. Congratulations, Cynthia, your second prize. So $50 gift card, $100 if you comment. This is pretty cool because this person won not by buying swag all by itself, but by buying a pretty large tooling package from us that included a tubing bender, notcher, a bunch of other stuff, and it also included a wrap on the tubing bender. And a wrap is vinyl. Vinyl's a sticker. It says roguefab.com right on it. It is swag. So when you buy a wrap from us, which is one of the huge pieces of vinyl that goes in the side of a tubing bender, it makes the whole side of the bender look super sweet, which you can get customized to match your business, brand, channel, or whatever, race team. Those count as swag, and they're, $150, $200, something like that. So gets you quite a few entries, gets you like 150 to 300 entries. So Cynthia French, comment if you're here watching. Since you got it for buying a package, you might not even know you entered, but we will let you know and we'll get you a gift card. You guys don't know, but I'm staring at Brandon. I'm making awkward eye contact with him.
Jody Baxter's asks, how much does a full kit run? Probably kind of like what the giveaway is.
Okay. Yes, so Jody asked for full kit price. That's like about 3,000 what we're doing on those, right? Or two and a half?
3 and 4, something like that.
So the package we're giving away, I actually don't have it printed off in front of me, but it's an M605 with air over hydraulic power in it, which is the least expensive way to power the tubing bender. It is a powder coated one. The 605s are medium capacity, so it can bend up to 1 3/4 by quarter wall DOM, or 2 inch by I think 156. And then comes with our tubing notcher. I forgot if we did the zinc coated or the regular one, but the notcher's about $500, 3 something, 4 something. And then we're covering shipping on this, and that package lands in the $3,000 range, 3,000 some change. And that comes with a die, and that's not like a base package, that's kind of a middle of the road package. If you added like 4 more dies, that'd be our tradesman set. So if you got tradesman, hydraulic, with a notcher, shipping, all that stuff, those are landing in like the $4,500 to $5,000 range. So that's kind of a good base kind of range for packages. That's including dies, powder coated. If you're just trying to get a bender, an air over hydraulic cylinder, stay as cheap as possible, get it as like a weld together kit, you can easily do that with a notcher for like under 2,000 somewhere. So you can definitely get a little more affordable than that, but that's more of a package, comprehensive, ready to work out of the box level for you, Jody. Good question.
That Spicy Fiero wants to know how well it can bend exhaust headers without a mandrel attachment.
All right, bending exhaust headers without a mandrel attachment. Terrible. There is not a machine on this planet that I know of that will bend exhaust headers well without a mandrel. Mandrels, and that's not a stupid question by any means, mandrels are used to push the limits in wall ratio or D ratio for a die. Wall ratio is, of course, OD divided by wall thickness. So to give an example to that, 2-inch 049 is super, super thin. It's a, what is that, a 40-to-1 wall ratio? 1-inch 049 is not that thin. It's a 20-to-1 wall ratio. Wall ratio of 20, that's not actually that thin. You get down to 1/2-inch 049, that's thick. We're still talking 049. These are 3 tubes with the same thickness, but because the diameter changes, the wall ratio changes drastically. It's like a 10.5-to-1 wall, or I think a 10.5-to-1 wall ratio on a 1/2-inch 049, which is actually thick. That's thick tubing. That's like bending 2-inch quarter wall almost, 2-inch like 210 wall. So wall ratio matters a ton. Exhaust headers are usually mildly structural because they're holding up a turbocharger or the rest of the exhaust in the downpipe. So they're usually made out of, in high horsepower applications, 1 7/8 to 2-inch, usually around 095 or 083 wall. If you're really trying to save weight, they can be as thin as 065. Those are wall ratios that are getting up into the 40s, and those absolutely require mandrel. The other thing I said they do with mandrel is they give you the wall ratio you want. The D ratio of the die. So 3D die is a radius of 3 times the diameter of the tube. So a 1-inch die with a 3-inch radius is a 3D die. Headers are usually 1.5D. So like 1.5 inch tubing would be like a 2 1/4 radius, 1.5 times the diameter of the tube. Nasty tight. And if you're trying to do the wall ratio and a tight D on the die, it gets pretty nasty difficult. You have to have a lot of advanced tooling that's moving and pushing the material while it's being bent. There's a lot that goes into it. You can do exhaust header work on our machine, but it's more for like doing equal length, like 4-to-1s that go down along the firewall, or zoomies. It's not going to be for like tucking those super tight bends into a header flange or a turbo flange right out of the header. So the people who we sell tubing benders to with mandrel attachments that are doing header work usually buy some super tight bends, and then they bend the rest of it on their roguefab mandrel bender. And they do get to displace some of those pre-bend costs by bending some in-house, but they will never replace all of the bends straight out of the header flange that are, bending 90 degrees in a 3-inch space. I hope that was not deviating too far from answering your question. The grand prize winner is here. We're going to get to it.
48 people watching now. No more questions.
Rock on. No more questions. Well, I know what you guys came here for. You want to know if you're the winner of the grand prize. We also do have our very next drawing. Is it the same prize again?
Pretty much, yeah.
We're keeping stuff pretty consistent. You guys seem to really like medium capacity bender, powder coated hydraulics, notcher, your choice of die, and shipping in the lower 48 states. So we're doing that again. We're not taking a month off this time. So the drawing that is going on right now is March, April. So it started March 1st. Entries are already in, a few people's. And then it's going to end at the end of the month in April. And then roughly a week after the end of April, we'll have our drawing, just like this drawing is for January, February. You guys can figure out how to enter by going to roguefab.com/drawings. That will tell you that you can buy hats, shirts, banners, keychains, basically any logo merchandise that we sell. Tools do not count, because then the only people who ever win would be people that bought like elite packages, which is, you know, everything for tube fabrication and dimple dies and everything else. So it is just branded merchandise, helps promote some of our threads and that kind of stuff. So this person bought by entering swag, grand prize winner. I'll remind you to comment before we terminate the video, so you can leave a comment down below, because we'll add a $100 gift card to this prize that's well over $3,000 in value, including shipping. The winner is Gavin Wallace of Utah. So Gavin Wallace, go ahead and leave a comment down there. Tell everybody, thanks for playing, but I'm the winner, and we'll add a $100 gift card to your prize. If you guys have any other questions, we'll take them now.
Adam Raymond says, if someone wins, do they get credit toward other products or upgrades if they already own a vendor?
Yes. I'm assuming you guys heard the question. If you win, even up to the grand prize, well, yeah, the gift cards, of course, are credit toward product. If you win the grand prize, there is an alternative for credit. So if you already own an M625 and you win an M605, you probably don't need to, although we have a lot of businesses that own multiples just to get more speed and not have to change dies. But you can totally take a credit instead of the prize and buy whatever you want with it. So if you want to buy more dies, dimple dies, faster hydraulics, one of our elite carts that stores all the stuff on it, you can absolutely do that. Or a thin wall roller. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. We're really trying to increase our subscribership. We're getting close to 20,000 subs, and you could be one of the ones that helps us get there. So thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have any other questions, shoot us an email at sales@roguefab.com, and we'll see you next time.